Girls, what is the one thing a guy can do that will melt your heart? Kindness. What can I say? I have a sweet spot for sweet men. My fiancé moved 3 hours away for school. One day, when he came to visit his family, he told me, "You should take your parents next time you visit me. I miss them." I started crying in front of his family. My parents mean the world to me, so it melted my heart when he expressed that my parents mean a lot to him too. When I do something really dumb like accidentally spit my toothpaste all over his hand in the morning and he just starts laughing hysterically and follows with "I love you" and a kiss or butt smack. Generally when he genuinely laughs at my jokes, or listens to me ramble about girly things and actually has input and/or questions. When he follows me to the bathroom so we can keep talking. The biggest of all though, he met my little cousin 4 and immediately went in for a high five and started talking to her with full-on kid conversation. This man sends my uterus into hyperdrive on a daily. After a long day at work, he'll plop down in front of me, hug me, and nuzzle his face into me. Sometimes he'll tell me about his day. Sometimes he just says he loves me over and over. He cuddles up to me, lays his head on my chest, and falls asleep clinging onto me. Movies, lounging, bedtime, times like that. Sometimes, I'll notice his not-so-subtle glances. Instead of playing it off, he just smiles. He holds my hand. A lot. It started as something he did whenever we went driving somewhere. But sometimes he just reaches his hand out to me when we're home and wants to hold my hand. I consider myself incredibly lucky. My heart's been broken too many times. The ice doesn't melt anymore. Sorry, Charlie. Good Scotch. Ask, "Are you an angel?" And say that the deep space pilots talk about them and say they're the most beautiful creatures in the universe. And tell them how much you hate sand and that you commit genocide. Tell you that they don't like sand, it's coarse and rough and irritating and it gets everywhere. Not like here. Here everything is soft and smooth. Helping out around the house without being asked. I'm a sucker for not having to take the trash out every time. Remembers your period days to bring you chocolate. When they are sweet to babies or animals. Not a very general answer, but about 3 to 4 months into us dating, I saw a cute Reddit post about a couple that used hand squeezes to communicate "I love you." I showed it to my boyfriend and we came up with 2 long squeezes meaning "I love you." It quickly became incredibly important to me. I'm not always the most talkative person and being able to silently tell him I loved him was important to me after a long day. Now if he sees I'm having a bad day, or if he's just giving me a hug, he'll give me 2 squeezes. It means the absolute world to me. When he puts his 2 hands either side of my face and deeply kisses me before giving my forehead a tender kiss, and then nuzzles my forehead with his and just staying like that for a few seconds before pulling away and smiling at me all cute. When they do something out of the ordinary or character. For example, Elle once dated a manly man where sharing feelings, affection or acting vulnerable is a no-no. We weren't in the best of terms one time. He asked me to come over and insisted Elle sit next to his bathroom. He got on his knees with a ripped, torn and crinkled notepad scribbled with words. It looked like he slept with that notebook for days. He mumbled a heartfelt letter to me Elle assumed he memorized. He kept forgetting and looking back at the notebook every few seconds to remember what he wrote, but came out more awkward that Elle started feeling tortured for him. He started sweating and shaking as he held my hand. Finally he just looked at me with puppy eyes hoping I'll get it. I did him a favor and asked him to let me read his crinkled up notebook. The setup looked funny, and his delivery disastrous, but his genuine intent melted my heart right there. Someone willing to make an effort to embrace that much discomfort for me. Circumstances broke us up, but he was one person I'll regret letting go too soon. I hope he found someone who rocks his world. Changing the bed sheets without me asking. Seems easy enough. Does it help to know the girl first? Be a decent human. Low standard. I know, but that's how it is. You get happy when a man is acting like a decent human because every other had to harass you or be rude in other ways. The real answer that no girl is going to tell you. Feed when hungry. I could say something like acid or an oven, but I think a well-timed hug will do the trick. Ew. Heat due to compressive forces. Smart. My husband always has a small snack for me in his pocket like dried mangoes or a granola bar in case I get hangry. Cute dick pics with a hat on. Rip inbox. Most of these replies seems to be from people who are already in a relationship saying something about someone they're already in love with. That's cute and all, but I guess I was expecting something else. Him being completely sweet to my niece and nephew. He's not used to kids really, and he has so much patience with them. Forehead kisses. My wife hates it. She says you only kiss kids. Dead or dying people on the forehead. Just answer that all people are by definition dying. Pay attention to what they like. If she gets a specific coffee every day, memorize her order and surprise her with that order. If there's something that really stresses her out, like the copy machine doesn't work right and she hates to use it, offer to do it for her to relieve some stress. If she mentioned wanting to go see an art exhibit but she can't afford it, buy tickets and casually say you have an extra one. If she likes a specific kind of snack, always have some handy. Offer to be a handy man if she talks about struggling with home repair. Basically, just learn who she is and what she likes, doesn't like. This could seem stalker-ish, so just don't overdo it. When he passionately talks about the things he really like and wants you to get involved in it too and listen to him. Oh, so cute. By the second hour, most women have tired of my thoughts on combat style balance in RuneScape. Have a cute smile. Once had a huge crush on a guy who was the definition of resting angry face. But if you caught him laughing, he had the biggest, goofiest, lopsided smile. I'd married that man if he asked. Putting serious in threads like this. Seriously. I wanna make my girl's day one day. Just by surprise, you know. Stuff like this can help. Brush my hair out of my face. Just hug me when I'm not feeling like talking. Watching them play with kids or animals. Just take my heart already. My so never fails to melt my heart when he goes on these nerdy rants about something. What can I say? I like nerds, and this one in particular. This has its limits though. Once I start getting out the whiteboards 3 hours in, most women I have met have long since ceased to care about the competitive Pokémon battling metagame. Everything's been going downhill since Generation 4, which was the best generation for competitive battling, because it finally introduced the physical, special intra-type split, allowing for offensive Pokémon to finally take advantage of previously awkward stab moves and getting rid of the ridiculous mixed set bullcrap. Quote. Being genuinely kind and having emotional intelligence. What about being an emotional genius? Strokes neckbeard. You need a baby for this one. I've been with my husband for 11 years now, and we just had a baby. His playful interactions with our kid melt my heart. I overheard him changing a diaper yesterday. It's the baby rocket, coming in for landing. Nay. Plunk. Places baby on the change table, baby giggles. He kept going, but you get the idea. You need a baby for this one. Okay, I've acquired a baby, but it won't stop screaming. Waking up in the middle of the night and feeling his arm hugging me. Extra cute if he fell asleep in a different position. Remembering really specific details about things you've told them, cause then it means they really are invested in you. Be chivalrous and kind, not just for men. But for women and children too. Give me a genuine compliment and remember things I told him. Acknowledge my existence. You exist. I think I'm in love with you. Call me. Doesn't even post her number SMH. When I look over and I find him looking at me, with a very soft look on his face. Yeah, that. I can only manage a creepy glazed look in my eyes. Will that do? His actions matching his words. Sounds basic, but imagine a man saying always being there for you and actually is. A man saying he wants to give you the world and actually tries. A man that says he's faithful and actually is. He wants to give you the world. Put that back, son. That doesn't belong to you. I'm not a girl, but I did notice a pattern where if you Koopa shell her off Rainbow Road, she'd have a meltdown. Close enough. Cup my face while we make out. Sharp wit. Gets me every time. My late fiancé never missed a beat on offhand, off-color comebacks, and I loved it. The dishes. My school friend used to save lots of cute pictures of kittens, otters, hedgehogs, puppies, etc. on his phone. Not because he liked them in particular. He saved them exclusively for me. If he noticed I had a bad day, I would come home to a dozen adorable pictures of my favorite animals. I have cried more than once because of how incredibly sweet that is. Yesterday my boyfriend made me breakfast and produced to me a bouquet of bacon. My husband makes the cutest face whenever he's focusing intently on something. Big fan, haha. I love it when my husband calls me his girl. When they rant about history and talk about weapons from the past. I don't know why, but when guys start saying, in 1938 when Austria was annexed, it's like a fountain down there.